I take my name from a river, but take water from the ocean. Humans are killing me with pollution, yet I am a hearty cleaner of the bay. The Rappahannock River oyster. That's up next on Chef's Afield. An early European explorer in the Chesapeake Bay would have noticed the crystal clear water and miles of reefs formed entirely of oysters. Oysters so thick, they posed a shipping hazard. Watermen used to speak of Chesapeake gold because of the abundance of bivalves here. The Chesapeake Bay is the largest estuary in North America. One of the major rivers emptying into the bay is the Rappahannock. The name Rappahannock comes from the Algonquin word meaning where the tide ebbs and flows. In a day when 15 million bushels of oysters were routinely harvested from the bay in a year, a young James Arthur Croxton Jr. leased 5 acres of river bottom at the broad mouth of the Rappahannock, where the brackish water was, as it is today, a great place to grow an oyster. 100 years later, 2 cousins named Croxton, Travis and Ryan, great-grandsons of J.A. Croxton Jr., were told by family elders that oystering in the Chesapeake Bay was dead. There was no point in retaining the family business.
We actually came into it just as our grandfather's, generation, that whole big oyster generation was kind of dying out. And not just physically, I mean, the oysters were actually dying out. The populations had just plummeted so much.
Nonetheless, the Croxton cousins, in their mid-20s at the time, quietly renewed the family lease. Today, the 2 young men are making a go of oyster farming.
We weren't given a lot of encouragement early on. People had said, they even called it oyster gardening. And aquaculture, to us, seemed like it was the way to go.
Today, they have put the Virginia oyster back on the menu.
Grandpa would be proud.
We definitely enjoy knowing the 2 of us are working on the water.
And that breaks the hinge?
One place that features Rappahannock River oysters on its menu, Comfort Restaurant in Richmond.
I'm a Southern guy and wanted to do Southern food, and I wanted...
Chef Jason Alley grew up in Southwest Virginia in the Blue Ridge Mountains. His country roots show up on the menu, which highlights Virginia-grown ingredients, uncomplicated Southern cooking.
It's all these foods that you got accustomed to eating when you're a kid, and it's not that they're dressed up, they're just cooked with really nice stuff.
On this chef's list of favorite local ingredients, Rappahannock River oysters, harvested to order, hand-delivered. He's out of the kitchen today to harvest his own.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
Hey, guys. Welcome to Rappahannock River Oysters.
Thanks. Good to see you
Good
guys.
to see you again.
Good to see you. Matilda.
What we got here?
Norborn.
Matilda, Norborn.
This is Travis and Ryan. They're the oyster guys.
Hey, look, we got something here for you. See what
Start
these are?
off.
Wow, those are
Do that
great.
Oysters that we have out here.
Can you grab that?
You rarely see these anymore, but we actually have a bunch of them on the shoreline of this little sanctuary in here.
That's incredible. But you guys don't really do the wild oysters, right?
Nope.
No, we don't do them wild, and primarily because of this. This is siltation. It's because there aren't many more grasses left in the bay anymore.
Gotcha.
And that silt will start to collect over top of the oysters,
Right.
and when it does, it basically suffocates them.
Wow, really?
But the way we do things, which we'll show you out there, is a way to get around this siltation.
That's great. Seal this?
Oh, you like the silt. Not me so much.
Hey, what do you think?
Good, they look yummy to eat.
They do look yummy to eat. Do you want to put this back in the
Yeah,
water?
let's let these guys go back to...
Okay.
Put back over and we'll
What they
show
were
you
doing.
guys some farm-raised oysters.
That sounds great. You ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
All right.
Today, wild harvest is virtually extinct. Muddy, muddy bottoms, a blanket of algae too thick to penetrate, agricultural runoff and other pollution, and overfishing wiped out the wild ones in the 1980s and 90s. But the Croxton cousins have found new ways to raise oysters.
We'll get you all set. You can do the work today that you normally pay us to do.
Well, I brought my helpers, so hopefully we can get it done. You
right,
gonna help me
well,
pick oysters?
We'll have some fun.
Sweet.
I'll help you pick oysters.
Awesome.
All right.
I'm very excited. Hey, you guys
The world has long thought of the Chesapeake oyster as the gold standard. Indeed, Gore Vidal once wrote of the Rappahannock's bounty, quote, "the world's best oysters."
That's an oyster's job in nature, is to clean out the water.
You know, back in 1900, it took 1 day for the bay to clean itself with oysters. Now it takes an entire year.
Wow, that's incredible. It's beautiful, huh? One of the nice things is that it's still real rural farmland around
Right.
too. You know, it's not just vacation homes everywhere. It's people who
Right.
actually still live here year round and
Right.
use the land and use the river, which is pretty cool.
The Rappahannock River rises on the eastern slopes of the Blue Ridge Mountains. It flows through forests and farmlands for 212 miles before it empties into the Chesapeake Bay. At its mouth, it's shallow, 4 miles wide at the Whitestone Bridge.
This is our farm right here. You see it. We got 2 crop rows right now in place. It's about 100 cages here. And this is in the middle of it, and we'll pull some up for you guys and see
Great.
what's in there.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to it.
You want to see some little crabs, little fish?
Yeah.
Pull up the crop, assess the rows, tie up, settle in. Farmers on the sea. As on any good farm, abundance.
Jellyfish!
Where, buddy?
Look, see those? See the tiny things? Those are jellyfish.
Oh, wow, man, look.
You know what the jellyfish mean? That means we
There
got
you go.
a lot of salt here right now. Oh,
Brian's got to pick up a tray that has the little baby oysters in it so you guys can check them out.
See the oyster trays?
The farm, arranged in neat rows beneath the water. The oysters tucked away in suspended cages to grow undisturbed. All along this part of the Rappahannock, the Croxtons grow oysters. Each group of cages is afforded a different salinity and therefore a slightly different flavor.
I can't believe that I'm getting to go to work with you guys. It's great. In cold, jellyfish-ridden waters.
We've eaten at Comfort so many times, it's only fair of us to invite you here to where we work. First time wearing waders?
First time wearing waders. I'm gonna go in there and get us some oysters, bub. What do you think, dude? All right, wish me luck.
in a second, you're gonna see some cages at your feet. Just don't trip over.
Okay.
We're gonna swing this around, and this little leader line, we're gonna take off from the long line. And then right underneath this nut is a little loop. We're gonna hook this to it. All right, now, wanna start cranking?
Look at that.
Look
at that.
the oysters.
These are little babies. All right, that's good. That's good. You can stop it.
The oyster feeds by pulling water in and blowing it out, getting something to eat and, incidentally, cleaning the water. A single oyster will filter 50 gallons of water a day.
You guys want to check them out?
Yep.
All right, let's shovel out some of these runts we have from last year's crop. Show you guys how small these things are in different stages. This is a 6-month-old oyster. They come to us out of the hatcheries, and they're actually more around this size. You want to hold that?
That was so long.
That's a baby oyster, yep.
Hey, look at the baby
Tilly,
oyster.
you want to hold a baby oyster?
Come on.
Look at that.
Can I see it? Let me see.
Look at the baby oyster.
Oh, wow,
They're
man.
actually set on grains of sand.
That's pretty weird.
Right now.
You want to eat some right now? I don't think we want to eat these, man. We might want to wait and see if we can find some bigger ones in some of the other traps.
Put it right through that loop.
Now do we get to eat?
Not quite yet.
Procestrea virginica, the eastern or Virginia oyster, the only species native to these waters.
We know it's gonna be a big splash.
Hey, easy, easy.
Watch, there he goes. All right.
All right, where are we headed?
To the other crop route.
Watch that one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It used to be that oysters were taken from the bottom with a dredge, or, as they say in these waters, a drudge.
Stand over by that orange bucket, guys.
About an orange bucket?
That stinks.
It does stink.
It stinks.
Classic.
Wait till we open it.
This has been in the river for quite some time. We haven't pulled it up yet. These are some of those smaller sea that got bigger, and we need to dump them right into the cage itself.
Hey, look, guys. Little minnow.
Oh.
See him swimming?
I want to hold it.
There might be more stuff in here, guys. Crab, where?
Under there.
You know what he did? He came in when he was this small, when he could make it through there. And then he found out he was stuck.
Now he's big.
The Chesapeake Bay is also famous world around for the blue crab. The oyster cleans the water, making it healthier for crabs, fish, and everything else that lives here.
See all the squirting?
See, you'll find out in just a second why we call these sea squirts. See that? That's why they call it a sea squirt.
I'm gonna try that. Is that seawater?
Do you? You
That
can
is-
try it, too.
You want to squeeze one?
Why do you think it's important this stuff is on here? Do you know? To protect them? Is that what you said? Well, maybe. Why are they there? Why do you guys leave them like this for a while?
To make our job easier, it'd be nice if they weren't here. But no, this is basically what you're doing is artificially recreating something that's natural.
Right.
The cages permit the oysters to build their reefs in a natural way, a protective place for little critters of all sorts to hide. In fact, it's one of the best ecological benefits of oyster farming, particularly here, where all of the best underwater hiding spots, the grasses and plants, have vanished.
You're looking for the ones with a really nice deep cup.
Look at that. That's a nice looking oyster right there, buddy. Right.
They're constantly being, jostled against each other, and it just works off that outer bill growth. And that outer bill growth forces them to grow a little bit deeper rather than longer. So just gives them a nicer, prettier shape.
So you get that nice, delicious cup where your oyster's gonna rest.
Now you know our secret.
So we'll clean these up real quick. This doesn't take too much. Just put it over in the water. We'll just shake. Give them a little bath here, Norburn.
Like a giant salad spinner. I don't know, but look at the difference in those, man. Look how clean they
Yeah,
are.
you see the contrast.
Ready for harvest at about 1.5 years of age, the standard Rappahannock River oyster is by then 3 inches long, heavy, with a deep, smooth cup for slurping.
All right, who's gonna try an oyster? You ready to try one? You wanna pick the oyster you wanna try?
I'm gonna try this.
You want a big one like that?
You sure? You might want to try a littler one first.
You want a nice little one like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, wanna start with that?
You gonna eat one too, Till?
I need this one. There's one with a barnacle.
You want one with a barnacle on it?
No.
Yeah.
Hey, how about this
Now,
one?
this is a little guy.
It's gonna look delicious.
It's gonna look delicious. There you go.
You know how to do it? Just suck it up. Yeah, there you go. Like it? Eat the whole thing.
It's like salt.
It tastes like salt. That's exactly right.
Some kind of shrimp too.
All right, Till, you ready for one?
Salty like the sea, indeed. But the Rappahannock, or Rap as it's called, is the least salty of Chesapeake oysters, cause it lives upriver a ways.
There it goes. Baby oyster. She slurped it. She slurped it in.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my girl.
That's good. What do you think?
You like it?
What do you think?
You do? Man, that's dynamite. Give me an oyster kiss. Mwah. I'm so proud of you. That's awesome. You want another one?
Oyster.
No, you're good for now? I think Dad needs one.
Let's get you some
Nice
size ones.
All right, here you go. Should have one.
How do you think they taste like salt?
Do I think they taste like salt?
Hey, do you
Yeah, they
try
do.
one?
Do I want to try one?
Yeah.
Love to.
And then probably I can pick one for Dad too. I tried.
You did try the oyster. I cannot wait to tell your mom. Man, that is good.
All right, do you want to pick out some champions here?
I do. Check this out. He's going to show you how the
See this?
oyster works.
Look, see that little muscle right there? That little muscle, it grabs onto this shell, and then it grabs on the other side. So it's connected at the hinge here, and it pulls it shut. So when it feeds, it lets it go and opens up a little bit, and it brings in water, and it eats it. And then it shuts when it gets nervous. Like if you come around, it'll just shut right out. And then for presentation's sake, you always flip an oyster.
Oh, there's barnacles on this one.
The bivalve, named for its 2 valves or shells, hinged by a single large muscle called an adductor, which opens and closes the valves hundreds of times each day. This muscle makes up about 40% of the oyster's weight.
Let's put it in here.
Yeah, put it in there.
That's one.
And so really what we're looking for is heavy for its size
Deep
and
cup.
a deep cup.
You want to have a deep cup.
Can you find one with a dory in it? A pearl.
Oh, with jewelry, with a pearl? You never know, we might find one with a pearl.
Daddy, what does this one have it?
It has oyster in it.
Shall we look inside the oyster for a pearl? No, not in the Chesapeake Bay, not in the Western Hemisphere. You need to go to Asia for the variety that grows a pearl.
Go ahead and put the date on here.
Great.
As you can see, we put our cell phone numbers on here. So obviously, if you ever have any problem, you can call us directly.
Absolutely,
That's a
absolutely.
guarantee not a lot of people put.
That's true.
All right,
Gentlemen, I can't thank you enough.
good to go.
It's fantastic. Not every day you get to actually come out on a boat and call your own oysters, so.
We appreciate you guys heading out here. Tilly,
Heck yeah, absolutely.
yourself.
Norborn, you had fun today?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy your oyster? Yeah?
The Croxton boys have set themselves this mission: to bring back the Chesapeake oyster, to have it enjoyed and savored
I feel
again.
like Robinson Crusoe right now.
Tasty oysters are one goal, and there's another: populate the bay with oysters and clean the bay that has been so badly mistreated for a century.
Hey, Tilly, see if you can pull up this grass right here.
See how strong that is? It keeps all this sand in place.
This is a great thing, and these are what we're losing a lot of in the Chesapeake Bay, unfortunately, right now. But these give a lot of the flavor to the water. They add minerals to the water, and so that's affecting the flavor of the oysters when you taste them. So the more oysters we can get in the water, the more they're filtering the water, the cleaner the water gets. Cleaner the water gets, then sunlight can penetrate the water and spur the grasses to grow.
Right.
The grasses create oxygen, and hold down the soil. So I mean, it's just all one nice cycle. And oysters, any kind of filter feeder is a great way to kick it off. I mean, an oyster on its own filters 50 to 60 gallons of water a day.
Which is just
So.
baffling. It's pretty incredible. Thank you, oysters.
You can see your
Thank you. So more oysters, cleaner water. Well, and it's something that, at the restaurant we try and keep things as local as possible. And so it is nice to be able to have a high quality oyster that's coming out local that we can use and we can be super proud of. Thanks, guys.
All right.
It's about time to eat some oysters.
All right, let's go.
Will your grandchildren see a Chesapeake Bay with an oyster harvest as it once was? 15 million bushels a year?
Okay, what are we cooking? Oysters first? Do you think we should do raw oysters first? Let's make a sauce for them. You wanna know what it's called?
What?
It's called mignonette.
Onions.
Like a vinaigrette, almost like a salad dressing, but you use it for oysters. And we're gonna do one with ginger and vanilla beans.
Can we have some both first to have?
Which kind? The fried kind?
No, I want both of them.
You want both of them? Well, let's make the sauce for the raw ones first.
Okay.
Can you help me?
Sure.
Okay, great. See that ginger right there?
Hmm?
Give me a good pinch. How about 2 more, just like that? Awesome,
Well,
awesome.
some dropped in the sugar.
In the sugar? We're gonna put sugar in here anyway. Tilly, can you put some shallots in there? There you go, perfect.
Can I do the vanilla bean?
I have to use a knife for that, so you probably can't do it. This is sherry vinegar. I'm gonna put just a little bit in, okay?
Can I help you?
Can you help? You got it? Okay, that's plenty. There we go.
Good, that's good.
Vanilla bean. Ready to check this out, guys?
Ready.
We're gonna cut this open. And inside it is all these little black flecks.
Let me see.
See? Look.
Wow.
And those are the beans. I'm gonna put that right in there. Now, the exciting part, champagne. We're not gonna put enough in here for you guys to get tipsy or anything. Just for flavor.
Okay.
Hey, Tilly, can you put some sugar in here?
Can I do some too?
Yes, please. More than that, you guys need a big pinch.
Ooh, ooh. Hey, look at that. Was that steam coming out?
God, it's the bubbles that comes out. We're gonna whisk this up.
Can I whisk it?
Of course you can.
You do first, Tilly. Okay.
Nice. All right, I think we need a little basil in here. You want to taste it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
We tasted this before.
Yeah, it's good, huh?
I like basil.
All right, everybody watch your fingers because I'm going to use a big knife, okay?
Dad, can we do some more bites?
Yeah, of course you can eat the whole thing if you want.
This tastes yummy.
Now, the most important part, you need to taste it.
Does it taste like, Dad?
It tastes like vanilla bean and ginger and basil. And this is called a vanilla and ginger mignonette. I think it's great. What do you think?
All day.
Now you know what we need to do. We need to open an oyster. These are from the Rappahannock River where we were yesterday, remember? Want me to show you how?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You got the hinge here, and then the muscle that connects it's called the abductor muscle. That's what holds the shell together. So what you do is you put the tip of your knife in the hinge, and you just twist. Like that. And that breaks the hinge and pops the abductor muscle. And just come around the oyster, like that.
And Daddy, is this the heart?
They actually don't have hearts.
Meeting the muscle. Daddy.
Yeah, you are. You are a rock star. What do you think? Good? Can I drink the juice? So let's show them what these guys would look like for the restaurant.
1, 2, 3.
What do you think? You think it needs herbs? You think so? Does that look delicious?
Can we do some ham?
We're gonna use that right now. You ready to do angels on horseback? Yeah? All right, we're gonna make butter for our delicious angels on horseback. You know what angels on horseback are? It's oysters that you bake with butter and country ham. Does that sound good?
And what else should we do?
Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take some of this thyme and smell it. Have some.
Can I eat some?
Yeah, it's a little strong. It's not as sweet as basil. A little much, huh? How about this? How about tarragon? You smell that? That's good, huh? What do you think? We should put some on there? What's this, Tilly? Do you know?
Just kind of like basil.
Sage.
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 Dad, this tastes kind of like basil.
It's kind of sweet like basil, isn't it? But it tastes a little bit like licorice, too. Okay?
Daddy, what else? Do we need sugar or no?
No, I don't think we need sugar, but I'm gonna chop up these herbs, okay? So watch your fingers.
That's fast, Daddy.
Nice. All right, you know what you can do for me? Shallots. More, a lot more. Big pinch.
I'm gonna help.
Okay, pepper. A little bit more. A little bit more. There you go. Salt. Perfect. Don't want to use too much salt, Tilly, because those oysters are salty, aren't they?
What else?
Butter.
I don't like this. That hurts my
Here.
tongue.
You want to use this?
Dad,
Just scrape it right
this
in.
hurts my tongue. Well,
Yeah, it will. It'll make your tongue kind of numb, actually. It's funny that you noticed that. Yeah, I got it, Till. You want me to do it? So see, we're mixing up the butter. We're going to put this on the oysters.
I seen this meat on TV too,
You seen that meat on TV?
and then you just fold it up too.
What do you think, Tilly? Does that look good? Should we taste it? Ooh, that was good. What do you think? Delicious? You are a butter-eating kid, aren't you? We're gonna bake these in a really hot oven, so it crisps up the ham and it melts the butter, but it doesn't cook the oyster too much. Just a little bit of butter on each one, and then we're gonna hit these with some good local Virginia country ham.
Have you ever tasted a plum before?
Once or twice. Perfect.
I put a little more for that one and that one.
Tilly, do you want to put ham on the oysters? That could not be more perfect. Look at you. Of course, when we're cooking for
Dad,
other
this is
people, we don't put our
good,
hands in our mouths, do we?
Dad, you said
But when
taste
we're eating it, then we can do it, right?
This is good.
Right, but we would never do this in the restaurant. No. All right, I'm gonna cook them. You ready? This is going in a convection oven, so probably going in about 4 or 5 minutes. We're doing them in the house oven, probably about 7 minutes on about 400, 425. Just until the ham's a little crispy and the butter's melted. Right? Here come oysters. You want to see your angels on horseback? That plate is really, really hot. Okay, dude?
Look at the shells.
What do you think?
That looks like a big hair. The angel, the meat, the shell is a horse.
Right, the oyster's the horse. So the angel ham is riding on the horseback.
You ate. So do you see him? He ate my
Pretty good.
oyster. I want ham.
That's pretty darn good if I do say so myself.